guy a Nazi racist right here. Right? Yeah, literally. Yeah, he's a Nazi racist. Hey, look!
Hey, good afternoon, folks. Thank you for coming out.
I look good, man. Like this side? Actually, this is my good side. My nose is straighter. It's broken. This side's a little curvy. There you go, manforwars.com. Learn to respect people who respect you. Don't just act like bitchy, sketchy, commie zombies.
Online.
Above the welfare of the
I think we're fucking scared of any of you. Like, holy fuck.
Look at this. We have to stand up, take a day off work to come fucking
No token. I'm here on my own accord. I'm trying to understand how we can communicate with each other as people who want a nice place with nice, helpful people making a better place to live.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think these guys are doing?
Well, I think some are cool, some are not. I'm sorting that out, just like on your side. If we sort that out, then the cool people can communicate with each other.
What are the cool people on this side doing? What are they?
I think they're trying to communicate as opposed to just bitch and blow off steam, just like on your side.
So why are they here, though?
Well, I think that there are threats to our country when it comes to how people are nice to each other, respect each other, are optimistic about the future, and we identify them. You have threats to this country too. You might say, what do you think are threats to this country?
The state.
We agree on that. So can you get into that a bit? How do you define the state as a threat to the country? And I'll give you my answer if you'd like. If we're this nice man and woman talking, two Canadians who aren't fighting with each other.
People like you
The state prevents us from doing things like giving homes to people who need homes.
Agreed. And I think the state is being corrupt when it comes to our money and how they're treating us, and when it comes to protecting our borders, our economy, our culture, and
I don't
everything.
think we need borders, though.
Well, this is where you and I disagree. Do you like personal space? Do you like a home? Or can anybody just come near you or come into your home or do anything?
I don't see what that has to do with borders.
Well, borders is an extension of that principle.
No.
So
Borders are performance of security. Because let me ask you this.
Sure.
If an invading ground force, for example, was to show up at the Canadian border,
right.
Do you think Steve and Joe and Sally and the border guards are going to stop them in any meaningful way?
I'd like people to try. I'd like our
You think like a dozen border guards are going to stop a really determined force?
Well, look, if someone's really determined to break into my house, I'd like people really determined to stop them. Or if we're having a house party, say we have 100 people at our house party, we all know each other, we all get along, and then somebody knocks on the door and says, hey, we have 50 people outside, let us in. You can't just let them in because it'll screw up the whole vibe of the party.
That's a false equivalency, friend.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Here's
No,
another thing.
convince me, because then I'll stop saying something stupid. I'm perfectly happy to be convinced. Go ahead, please.
Well, okay, so one of the arguments people make about border security is criminals. But criminals are going to do crimes wherever they are.
Right.
And the point of police is to stop crimes.
Sure.
Not the point of border guard. Like, that's why I don't understand.
I think they're just different kinds of police.
I also think that if people had freedom of movement, they'd have more of a democratic freedom to choose where they live. So, for example, if a despot takes over in a country, that country's people can leave and kind of vote with their presence.
Or they can help fix their country. So, for example, if we have a despot in Canada, you wouldn't necessarily want to leave Canada. You'd want to get the despot out.
But even if they're just leaving the territory just for immediate safety,
right?
And then someone can come in and take out the despot rather than those people being trapped there, and we have now so-called collateral damage.
I agree with that, but that's where the definition of refugee is different from the definition of migrant. Refugees just go next door, wait out the famine or war, say thanks and go back. So, for example, if there's a huge snowstorm here in Ontario, a bunch of us could go to New York and say, can we chill out for a month till all our shit's fixed and we can go back, or vice versa. It's not about going to a different part of the world permanently.
But then, because of borders, the neighbors go, oh no, but we don't.
No.
Yeah, Yeah.
No. It's just like we all have borders, but if people are reasonable about their requests, then it's okay. So, for example, if your neighbor's robbed and they want to come over,
aren't being reasonable?
I think some are and some aren't. But I think that we can both agree.
Which ones? The ones who are having their kids taken from them?
Well, no. Here's the thing. I don't think all of those things are right, but I don't think all of those things are wrong. So, for example, if someone's gonna crash your party and you call the cops,
again, that's not.
What'll happen?
That's not an appropriate equivalency. That's like comparing a government to a business.
No, I think it's very appropriate. This is Canada's house party, and we want to protect it, and we want to make sure all the Canadians here are having a good time. Protect it from being screwed up internally or from external forces.
Like we're running out of space? Have you been up north?
It's not about space, it's about resources and the vibe of your house party.
You know we have more than enough resources to feed the world 1.5 times.
And I know we're not using them well. Canada should be like Dubai or the United Arab Emirates, where we have way too many resources. No, not for the women's rights, for the resource use.
For most things,
yeah, fine.
Slavery there.
Let me finish my explanation of it. Not in every way, but what I'm saying is we have so many resources and not that many people. We should all be millionaires, well-armed, well-educated millionaires who sell the rest to the world. Instead, our government says we've got a fridge full of great food. Here's a ham sandwich. So we are not using our incredible resource base well to improve our lives and to trade with other people.
Like refugees and migrants did that. We fucking did that to ourselves.
We are both trying to fix that. I'm trying to fix that by saying we need more responsible government to treat us better, and you are advocating the same thing.
I think we don't need a government.
You don't need a government at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're all adults.
Well, okay. Do we need any sort of organization?
Yeah.
Okay. So, however you define that organization could be a form of governance, even if you don't like the word government. Right?
I'll concede that point.
Sure. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I just think that if we can respect each other and communicate well, then we're good. I don't like this yelling at each other stuff.
Problem, and I'm trying to have a discussion. Thank you.
It's okay. I think that there are certain people on your side and certain people on our side that may want to make all of us look stupid to each other and third parties.
I think there are a lot more hate-filled people on your side, though.
It's possible. I'll say it's possible.
Like the soldiers of Odin. I don't think that's a good group to associate yourself with.
Well, I don't know them all well. But
this is what I'm asking. Like, why are you on this side of the fence? Because you can have this conversation with me on this side of the fence.
Well, look, I believe in borders, so that's where we disagree. I believe that you should have personal space, you should have your home, you should have your community, and you should have people who make sure that they're protected. But I think this type of stuff, where, careful. This type of stuff, where the government invites you to a fight with the cops and each other, don't go. And I think most of the third parties we're trying to reach are against this. Most of Joe and Jane Canadian, who you want to reach and who we want to reach, don't like this shit.
That guy's gotta go!
Do your job, he has a mask on.
What do you feel that borders do?
I think borders protect people and their culture and their economy where they live. That's personal space borders, home borders, all kinds of borders.
Yeah, but we're all human beings, though.
Sure.
Why do we need to divide ourselves up into rooms like that?
Well, I think it's healthy to, for example, you and I are talking right now, but we've never met before. But if you and your friends want to hang out because you know each other, you're familiar, you have conversations and histories that go back, I shouldn't just be able to say, whatever girls, let me just sidle up and push in and sit down. It's like, no, me and my best friend have known each other since grade school.
That doesn't really add up.
It's the same thing.
No, it isn't. No, it really isn't. Because borders, for one thing, have been defined largely by one group of people. So you look at borders between nations in Africa, almost zero of those borders have been defined by people who actually live there.
Well, look,
dictated from above.
I think that might be true, but then I think we settled on that definition. So you're right, but the borders of Canada were defined by people 150 years before we were here, and we just kind of went like, hey, it's a nice place. You know what I mean?
We also pushed a bunch of people off their land for no good reason.
There was a lot of bad stuff done and a lot of good stuff done. Both.
No, not really. We did kind of one good thing, and it's over now.
Right.
Like we used to have a national railway. That's about it.
I don't think it's a good idea to think that everything that happened before was bad, or everybody before was bad. I think that it's more nuanced than that.
Push people off their land onto tiny patches of infertile or toxic land. We actively prevented them from taking care of themselves. We prevented them from leaving those places. We defended those borders as though they were national borders.
I think
to keep those people inside, and then we blame them for not integrating.
I think a lot of people are doing that to each other, including various tribes here, different groups in Europe. I think, well, this is our different understanding of history. I don't think that they were perfect and we were evil. I think that
I never said they were perfect.
Well, okay, so
but I said that borders were imposed by imperialists. Like you can't. I don't think you can compare borders as we understand them to the way that territorial borders. Those are a bit more fluid. Right? Like no one's going to stand at the edge of a field and say this is Chippewa and that.
You know what? I disagree. I think that I think different tribes had different borders.
Yeah, but not in the way we have. Like they didn't have border guards, and they didn't have. Like they might have territorial scuffles, but that's about.
It's the same thing.
Of resources.
No, it's the same thing.
If there had been enough resources to go around, why fight?
I agree with that. I think there's enough resources with.
Down to the other side, please. Got to clear the crosswalk, folks. Down to the other side, please. This is a crosswalk.
Nice talking with you, young lady. Have a great day.
Blocking the crosswalk right now. The other side.
We're getting along too well?
Nationalist Party. The Canadian Nationalist Party is a neo-Nazi party associated with Kevin Goudreau and other members of neo-Nazi, neo-fascist, and anti-Semitic organizations in Southern Ontario. An example of ongoing fascist streak.
I did at the office. It's alright. I know what it's like to be a man dealing with crazy people. It's been a while. Hey, let's try and make sure we look good for other people who see this shit. Don't look as crazy as they do.
Communist sedition as terrorists of our street. Come on. Get these terrorists off our street. Get these terrorists off our street. What they did to you. Fucking illegal, illegitimate. Get these terrorists off our street. 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 Before I get home. Hey buddy, damn it, I want to go home.
Feel better not to act like a sketchy, bitchy mess. Good. Pass it on. It's bigger than bitching back and forth. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Remember that, you fuck!
Now everybody's a fucking racist if you're offended.
Sorry, guys. Waving my flag.
You guys are usually cool. You gotta make sure people don't fuck around, you don't get fucked with. But blowback's a bitch if everyone else isn't.
You guys resist the police, and then you want to say why? You're liars! You're all
Let your wife or kid get caught out in this shit. They'll kill you at home.
Fucking little bitches! Keep acting like that. You the fuck little pussy. You wonder why? You're lying to yourself. Look it! This makes you mad! Why don't you fucking leave, you fucks?
Oh yeah, because your fucking grandma, fucking basement was the fucking he lived in. Uh-oh. Hey, I said I got to leave.